Thank you, Noel. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is John Prato, and I'm Canada's Consul General in this great city of New York. It is my privilege and pleasure today to introduce our keynote speaker to today's conference, the Honorable Peter MacKay, Canada's Minister of National Defence. I'm proud to consider Minister MacKay a friend. I first met Minister MacKay some 15 years ago, and I cannot think of anyone more qualified to speak at today's conference. But first, the calendar reminds us that it was some 10 years ago that we went through an incredible, tragic day, September 11th, 2001. A day that has changed all of our lives. And at this time, I think it's important that we pause and reflect on the people we lost that day, their family members, the survivors, and we also give thanks to the people in uniform, our men and women here and around the world for their great work they do to protect our lives and our societies. Today, we also explore that special relationship between Canada and the U.S., particularly in the post-9/11 world. The Honorable Peter MacKay has served as Minister of Defense since 2007, and prior he served as Minister of Foreign Affairs. There is no one as qualified to speak on security and diplomacy as our minister. But please allow me to skip the temptation to rhyme off his biography. Let me use these precious moments to set the context for the minister's recent work. Minister MacKay's 4 years as Minister of National Defense have been marked by historic events and campaigns, as well as policy to modernize the Canadian forces. He has led Canadian forces during some of the most critical parts of our mission in Afghanistan. And let me be clear, Canada's mission in Afghanistan has not been in some of the most challenging parts of the country. It has been in the most difficult environment. Our troops have stood side by side with American counterparts in the front lines to fight against global terrorism. He is leading Canada's military role, and it's a highly active role, in NATO's current operations in Libya. Canada is one of the original coalition members involved in the operations. In fact, Lieutenant General Charles Bouchard of the Royal Canadian Air Force is the commander of NATO's military mission. Minister MacKay has also overseen the modernization of the Canadian forces. With the Canada First Defence Strategy, he has set out clear, detailed agenda to modernize the Canadian military. The 20-year plan provides both stable funding and policy support needed to guarantee that Canada will have a strengthened state-of-the-art military to protect both Canadians and to work with our allies. Before we hear from the Minister of National Defence, the Honourable Peter MacKay, I ask that Noel Latif join me at the podium. Statesman Award.
We invite the Minister for the presentation of the Foreign Policy Association's Statesman Award. Please join us. The citation reads quite simply, the Foreign Policy Association is proud to present its Statesman Award to the Honorable Peter Gordon MacKay, a great friend of the United States. Thank you very much.